Hello everyone and welcome to FrankFlyer. In this episode we'll be looking at Aer Lingus AerSpace lie flat throne seat between London Heathrow and Dublin. Now Aer Lingus introduced the aircraft we're flying on today, the A321NEO long range version, in around 2019. While holding for runway 27 right, we had to wait for two Land Rovers to drive the length of the runway, which took a little while. But after that, we were soon on our way, climbing away into a somewhat grey and drab day above Heathrow. However, we were treated to some spectacular views of the M25-M4 junction, with the M25 somewhat unusually flowing freely. It also appeared from this chimney stack that we may have taken off with a little bit of a tailwind, but I'm sure the armchair pilots out there will address this in the comments below. Now this Aer Lingus A321neo new engine option has the CFM International LEAP engines. One of the major bonuses of these throne seats is having three windows all to yourself, as opposed to three people sharing one window in economy. This represents a staggering 900% increase in airplane window real estate. Now, returning momentarily to those LEAP engines, they come in three main variants. They all produce around 30,000 pounds of thrust. You've got the 1A for Airbus A320 family, the 1B for Boeing 737 family, and the 1C for the Chinese-made Comac C919. Watch this space for a video on that one. Now, all too soon, we left the celestial sunshine above the clouds, descended down through a thin layer over the Irish Sea, and it wouldn't be long before we made landfall over the Emerald Isle. Now, as the clouds thinned out, we got this relatively unusual zebra stripe or barcode pattern that I've rarely seen before, with corresponding light and dark areas across the ground. But it was very beautiful, and the camera doesn't really do it justice at all. So, to summarise some of my subjective thoughts about this experience. Now, while there was some priority check-in, there was no fast-track security, even though this was sold as part of the ticket. The lounge at Heathrow was quite weak. There was no hot food available. However, it was a nice space with good views, and it wasn't too crowded. Despite the lack of hot breakfast, at 7 o'clock in the morning you could enjoy a nice chilled Guinness to get your trip to Ireland started properly. When it came to boarding the aircraft, it was a bit of a free-for-all, and there was no priority boarding to speak of again, despite this being part of the fare. Now, on board, I'm afraid it was another weak food offering. We only got a cup of tea and a muffin. In my experience of short-haul flights with Star Alliance carriers like Lufthansa and Aviation, you generally get fed better and more substantially than what was on offer here. Overall, the cabin was airy and spacious. The seat was comfortable, although a little bit tight on the shoulder width. I don't know how this would be like to sleep on a transatlantic flight, but the massage function of the seat was quite fun to try out. Now, I kind of find the whole AerSpace concept a little bit confusing because it's not obviously sold as a full business class ticket, but offers many of the features of it. But interestingly, while booking on Aer Lingus website, the AerSpace fare was offered cheaper than lower level fares in their fare structure. So, in terms of a short haul flight, I think I would prefer a flight on Club Europe, even though you get an inferior seat. And in terms of a transatlantic flight from the UK to North America with a single stop, I think there's quite a lot of competition in that category. That being said, the US pre-clearance at Dublin Airport definitely is a clear advantage. Now, my ticket in AerSpace cost me £188 return. However, the return leg was just in economy. As of recording this in February 2024, that fare of £188 return on this same aircraft and route is available. Just economy return is £120, so for a one-way AerSpace supplement, that's roughly £68. To put it into perspective, a British Airways economy return on the same route from London Heathrow can cost as low as £56 return, I found, and a British Airways Club Europe one-way ticket for £137. Leaving you £51 to try and find a return. There are obviously options to book this ticket with miles as well. I think this experience overall offers a refreshing change to a blocked out middle seat on a standard European business class. If you want to book this flight, just remember to check the aircraft type and select A321neo. I believe it's the 9:50 departure from London Heathrow to Dublin. If you would like to support the channel, please check out our Etsy shop in the description below. There's some merchandise and aviation stuff in there. It's a work in progress, so please bear with us, but your support is very much appreciated. And after landing, I did the right thing and headed straight for St James's Gate Brewery and enjoyed a nice pint of Guinness overlooking the brewery and Dublin skyline. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again very soon in the next one. Bye for now.